Hi, my name is Brian Leeson from Éirígí, and I want to bring you the latest shocking news about the Vulture Takeover of Irish housing. The simplest way for me to do that is to show it to you on the Track the Vultures map, which you can see on the Éirígí website. Just go to www.éirígí.org, go to the Track the Vultures page, and I'll bring you to this map. Some of you have probably already visited it before, and if you have done, you'll know that each of these vulture icons, I'm going to go to the full screen size here. Each of these vulture icons represents a housing development that is already owned by the vulture landlords. So what that means is these are completed apartment blocks, completed housing estates that are owned by the vultures and already have tenants living in them paying extortionate rents. We've been building up this database over the last year or so. So you just click on the vulture icon and it'll bring up the name of the development, in this case Wickham Point, number of homes, 213, and the owner of it being Hibernia REIT. Come over here, here's another one, for example, is Robin Hill, 51 homes owned by Cerberus. Bit further over, Vantage in Leopardstown, 442 homes, 185 homes in Elmfield and Leopardstown. And so it goes on and on and on. Every one of those vultures representing a housing development, apartments and houses that are already owned by the vulture landlords. That was the first phase of the Track the Vultures project, to identify as many housing estates as we could, as many apartment complexes as we could that are owned by the vulture landlords, and get them up on the map for people to see the scale of the vulture takeover of Irish housing. We're now moving on to the second phase, which is identifying the construction sites that are open at the moment, where there are homes being built that are destined for the vulture landlords. Some of these are being built directly by the vulture landlords. A much bigger portion are being built by Irish developers who are selling the developments to the vulture landlords. So we've added a new icon to the map, as you can see. It's this little yellow icon here is a construction site. And again, it's the same idea. You just click on the icon and an image will come up. So here's the Grange phase 2, that's on the 11 in Stillorgan, 287 homes being built by Kennedy Wilson. Over here, we have Greenacre Grange, 307 homes being built by Marlett and currently on the market as part of a £1 billion portfolio of housing that Marlett are going to sell to the vulture landlords. Over here in Knockline, we've 480 homes that's been built on the garden of a former Taoiseach. And so it goes, as with the vultures, on and on and on. Every crane representing a building site where the vultures are building more housing. Now, it took the vultures about 10 years. The buyout of Irish housing, the takeover of Irish housing has been going on for about 10 years in the aftermath of the Celtic Tiger. It started. It took them about that amount of time to build up a portfolio of 15,000 plus homes. And we believe we've identified 95% of them and added them to this map. 15,000 took them 10 years to get to that stage. At the moment, as I'm talking to you today, there are building sites around all in the Dublin area here, which eventually will produce 7,200 homes. So it took them 10 years to assemble 15,000. And as we speak, they've nearly half that number again already under construction. Put that in context of the overall housing building market in the country. Well, in 2018, 2019 and 2020, less than 20,000 homes were built each year. That's one-off homes, that's social housing, that's private housing, that's apartments, that's housing estates. Each year of the last 3 years, less than 20,000 a year. And yet, at this moment in time, the vulture landlords have a minimum of 7,200 under construction. So when we talk about the vulture takeover of housing, we're not exaggerating. It is a takeover. It is fundamentally changing the nature of housing in Ireland. It is driving housing injustice. It's driving up rents. It's driving up house prices. It's driving up construction costs. It's driving up land costs. The other part of this map, or of the Track the Vultures project on the page here, which you might be interested in, is come back out of the map, and each of those developments, we've put the same image. When you click on the icon, a little image pops up. Here's the image again in a bigger format and with a little more information, giving you the address of the development. Now, I haven't got the time to scroll down through these slowly to let you view them all. You'll have to do that in your own time. You need to set aside a few minutes to go through it, because in total there are 22,000 homes listed here in front of me. 22,000 homes either completed or under construction that are owned by vulture landlords. Now, as you know, people know this whole issue was blown up in a big way in the last week or two. There are political parties who had very little to say about this, who've done very little about this issue in recent years, are now jumping on the bandwagon. We've been hammering away at this for the last 5 years. We've been building up the database. We've built the map. We've done the heavy lifting, and we're bringing you, the Irish people, the information you need to make an informed decision about the vulture takeover of housing and how big a threat it represents to housing justice and to our society and to our communities. All the way down here. The more recent ones have been added. You'll just see the yellow icon, a yellow crane icon or image here. And that's just to let you know that's one of the sites that's under construction. So I'd encourage people to take a look at the map, take a look at all these images here, and really, get a sense of how vast this takeover is. I'm going to do another video tomorrow about the government's proposals and how ineffective they're going to be. But for now, I'd encourage people to take a look at this. Share it with your friends and family. Let people see the scale of the vulture takeover. Let people see what Fianna Fáil, Fine Gael, the Labour Party and the Green Party have delivered onto the Irish people when it comes to housing. And if you're interested in joining the fight back against the vulture landlords, if you're interested in working with us in Éirígí to fight for an end to vulture landlordism, a complete ban on these companies operating in the country, and for the creation of a new system of universal public housing, please get in touch with us as today. We need as many people as possible to get involved in the fight for housing justice right now, because at the moment we're on the back foot and the vultures are winning.